Yeah, let's take the time and read all the entries. Journal entry 1. Reason: an assassin has wounded my father, the king. To bring order back to the kingdom, he has sent my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together we will venture into the cursed woods and enter the castle Hamson. This cursed castle has stood on the edge of the woods since time immemorial, but rumors say that within it dwells an item which will cure any ailment. Tonight I will get a head start over my brothers and sisters, set forth on my quest while they lay asleep. To fail this quest would be an embarrassment to my name. Journal entry 2. Although I am the eldest child, I am not my father's favorite. I have always known he planned to leave me with nothing. But if I find a cure, everything will change. The victor will earn nothing less than the throne upon his passing. Upon my ascension, my wife and my children shall move back into the royal quarters, back to the royal city, where we once again will be treated with the respect we deserve. No longer will we stand for the gossip and petty slander of my cousin. The other dukes shall bow as we pass, but I am getting ahead of myself. I must keep my priorities clear. Conquer the castle, find the cure, collect my reward. Journal entry 3. I have paid my dues and entered the castle proper. That devil Charon has taken all that I own as payment. He has even pilfered my private coffers. I have left my wife and children with nothing. He says it's the price for any and all who hazard the depths of the castle. He says it is fair. It is fair because of all who have entered, none have returned. But I will change that. I will be victorious. There is no greater swordsman than I, even amongst my siblings. Journal entry 4. Everything about this castle is off. I can't seem to keep track of my headings. There is no sun or stars to guide me. I find myself backtracking constantly, and I must painstakingly map out my progress lest I go in circles. Maps I have silvered of the corpses of other adventurers are breathtakingly inaccurate. It is almost as if they were describing a different castle altogether. Perhaps this place does something to the mind. Or are the stones truly shifting beneath my feet? Journal entry 5. I cannot exit through the front gate, but that is of little concern. I am committed to my course and will not back out. So far none of the maps I found coincide with my own. Yet upon comparing them as a whole, I believe I have unearthed a slight pattern. It seems the forest is always to the right, the tower above and below. Well, hopefully I won't have to find out. Journal entry 6. I have never liked the dark. I prefer to meet my enemies on an open field in plain sight. But now I find myself braving these darkened gallows with one gauntlet outstretched, other by my hilt. I can never tell what horror lies beyond each corner. I am the greatest swordsman in all the lands, yet even I am having trouble keeping these demons at bay. My siblings should be grateful that I rushed ahead of them. For them it was a blessing in disguise. I would not have the fortitude to survive these halls. Journal entry 7. It is still night. Past every window stares back the same melancholic mood. I swear I have been here for at least a whole waking day. Must be the adrenaline. I have never felt so powerful, yet simultaneously challenged. It is exhilarating to charge through these rooms, cutting down enemy after enemy. In some ways the foes in this castle feel tailored, training me, guiding me, watching. This may sound crazy, but if this castle can somehow sense those within it, I fear it may hold malicious intent as well. My assumptions are correct. The design of these halls could all be a ploy, culling me down further into a trap. I must stay alert. Journal entry 8. From the number of dead adventurers I have passed in these halls, I have come to the following conclusion. 1. Many did not take enough provisions with them. I assume many died of hunger. I myself am running low and will have to find more supplies. 2. Many are missing clothes, which explains the pant-wearing zombie. 3. No one has made it as far as I, since I haven't passed any corpses in over an hour. Journal entry 9. The door to the throne room is driving me mad. Beyond it lies the king's salvation and my reward, but it stands silent in the middle of the castle forever, haunting me. I've tried pushing it, kicking it, yelling open sesame, but nothing works. There are icons emblazoned to the doors, and one of them looks like a beast. I avoid it deeper in the castle. Perhaps there is some sort of correlation. 10. Emblems on the castle door are a clue. I slew the giant beast that matched one of the icons, and I sensed something shift behind the throne room doors. As if in a dream I could see an emblem on the door glowing in my mind's eye. A truly out-of-body experience. At least I know I'm on the right track, but I must hasten my pace. For the king could succumb to his injuries at any moment. But first I must rest. Tomorrow I enter the forest. 11. This forest is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It is both serene and terrifying. I stand on lush grass, but beside me yawns open a chasm so wide and deep it threatens to swallow me whole. I still have not heard a response from the rock I tossed in earlier. A single misstep and my descent would be eternal. It is truly a horrifying thought. An eternity of darkness is more frightening than any beast I have fought thus far. If I fell, what would kill me first? The hunger or myself? On a side note, I am now using the forest fissure as my own personal lavatory. I wonder if I'm pooping into another dimension. Well, I have found a solution to my hunger problem. The forest holds an endless bounty of delicious mushrooms. And within these mushrooms lie chicken legs, also golden coins and vials of sparkling water. I broke open a tree trunk earlier and a bag of money fell out. Sometimes I feel like I have gone insane. Plus, what is up with the moon? It's huge! 13. I slew the beast of the forest and I have felt the throne room weaken once more. So far my assumptions have proven correct. Each wing of the castle houses its own guardian beast. Was this designed as a test of will? If so, then I cannot fail, for the further I venture, the more bold I become. Tomorrow I skirt the tower. I am on a roll. 14. I've been methodically clearing the demons in these rooms in my quest to slay the next guardian, but I'm losing track of time and other things. As I entered the tower, I felt time stand still, or perhaps that is the vertigo talking. I was never lean on heights, or was I? I'm finding it increasingly difficult to remember my past. 15. I remember being a famous adventurer. My martial powers surpassed all of my brothers. That I'm sure of. While they spent their days buried in their bookish studies, I was out killing brigands and monsters. I always wondered my father favored them over me. Isn't it always the opposite in fairy tales? Fortune favors the bold, not the inspitting, intellectual. Something like that. Man, I would love to see my brothers try out to think my sword in their face. 16. What if years have passed since I first entered these walls? It is true that I am becoming more proficient in killing monsters, but it feels like an age has passed. I've even forgotten what my own kin look like. What if they think I have failed? What if one of my brothers has beaten me to the cure? What if I mistook them for a monster? 17. I must be going insane. I stumbled across a carnival inside Scarlet, complete with a sad clown and everything. He's sort of an ass, but I guess you can't be picky with your friends in a place like this. I'm getting hungry again. Good thing I topped up on chicken legs. I found these in a chandelier castle. Sometimes I wonder if it's all just a big joke. 18. I've bested the beast of the tower, and once again I could feel the throne room give up some of its power. The rush I felt from this victory is intoxicating. Never have I felt so confident, so powerful, so home. Just a little further and I will be able to earn my reward. I'm so close, I will make my father proud. 19. I've been standing outside a dungeon gate for longer than I care to admit. My courage has finally stepped, for I have spied a monster below, and they make my previous struggles laughable in comparison. I must steel myself. I must focus. There is so little light down there. I fear that I may lose myself. 20. I thought I knew what darkness was, but here in the dungeon, darkness has a voice. Calls at me through gates, through grates, and around corners. Haunts me. Darkness is so thick it is almost tangible, and the beasts here have made it their home. They move swiftly through the corridors, and are more terrifying than anything I've fought before. I must be prudent, choose my battles carefully. Being confrontational now may cost me my life. 21. I have done it. I have defeated the Dungeon Master. All that remains to enter the throne room. After this, the king will honor me for my valor and acknowledge me as rightful successor to the throne, not my faceless siblings. 22. I sit here making my final preparations. All that lays between me and the lord of this castle is the golden doors. There is a nervousness in my body that I cannot quell. Is this fear of further seismic? All I know is that my journey is finally reaching it. I have almost forgotten why I entered this castle in the first place, but I remember now. I have bested my siblings. I will save the king and leave this castle as a greater man than when I entered. My family will get the honor they so rightfully deserve. Now I enter the throne room. 23. I never knew what treasure lay in this castle. I knew only that it would cure the king. Who could have suspected it would be the fountain of youth? I expected a monster to greet me at the dais, a foe of unimaginable strength. I imagined it would take all my strength to best him. But when I entered the castle and saw my father, king, sitting atop the dais with goblet in hand, I knew all was lost. He would never die, and I would never be heir. There are no words to express what I feel. 24. Day marks the rest of eternity. I never knew what treasure lay in this castle, just that it would cure the king of his illness. Who would have known it would have been the fountain of youth, a myth which grants one eternal life. As I look down on the body of the king, I realize that it is incredible. Children will always answer for their father's sins. I enter this castle as a swordman, savior, but all I have left is a rogue's legacy. I can feel your anger, but now it was not I who sent your family to. The moment the king set foot within this castle, the royal offers were emptied by Charon. My family, all families, had lost all hope for a better life. And in my mind's eye, I foresaw only desperation, poverty, ravage, country. There was nothing for me to go back to. My children are my children's children. Here I sit, impassive, immortal, and await thee.